What the frick is going on? Okay. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new live stream. Better late than never, right? I gotta stop doing these on Thursday. But yeah. But we're just gonna get right into it. Week 11 review, week 12 picks. You know the drill. We start off with Thursday night football, like we always do. My Patriots taking down the New York Jets on Thursday Night Football, 27-14. So we got stats here. As this takes forever to load. Come on. What the fuck? I don't get it, dude. Like I genuinely don't get it. God, this fucking computer sucks. I gotta get a new computer. Holy shit, this feeder is fucking dog shit. Why isn't this fucking working? All right. All right. As I was saying, hold on. Yes, take your sweet ass time to load for no reason. Okay. All right, now I got the stats pulled up. Get out of here. Drake May, 25 of 34, 281 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 picks. Played pretty well for the most part. Trayvon was cooking in this game. 19 carries, 62 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, and he had a receiving touchdown as well. So he played great. He's getting better. Should have been in running back 1 since week 1, to be honest. Diggs played pretty well. Mac Hollins played phenomenal. Solid game out of Hunter Henry and Mario Douglas. Did not like the way our defense looked at times, making Justin Fields run around like prime Mike Vick for whatever reason. But yeah, just not a starting quarterback. 116 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 picks. He's better as a running back than he is a quarterback, to be honest. 11 carries, 67 yards, and a rushing touchdown. Breece Hall, 14 carries, 58 yards. He played, well. John Mechie led the way in receiving yards with a receiving touchdown. Adonai Mitchell was absolutely horrible. 1 catch for 10 yards. He had 6 targets. He had a bunch of drops. I don't think it shows the drops, unfortunately, but yeah, just not a good debut from him. Justin Fields fumbled the snap and the Patriots got it back. That was funny. Jermaine Johnson got a sack. I thought he was going to get traded. No interceptions from either team. That's pretty much it. Nothing more to say about this game. Patriots snap the Jets game winning streak, and Patriots are on an 8-game winning streak. One of the hottest teams in the NFL right now. But on to the next game, which was an international game. Next, we have the Dolphins winning in overtime against the Commanders in Madrid. So Commanders had a chance to win this game, and first play of overtime, Mariota throws an interception. this season has been a disaster for Commanders. For the Commanders, they have so many injuries. Their franchise quarterback getting injured not once, not twice, but 3 times, and they're trying to bring him back. Like, what's the point? You're 3-8. You may end up being bottom of the division behind the Giants. There's a real possibility of that happening. I genuinely don't think they're going to win another game this year. Maybe win like the last game of the season if like the Eagles like sit out all their starters, I guess, but it depends on the circumstances. But man, yeah, what a disaster for the Commanders. Defense is horrible. Offensive line's not good enough. Mariota's a backup quarterback at best, which I don't think he played terrible. He played all right in this game, but I mean, he was 20 of 30. He did fine. But man, 20 for 30, 213 yards, a touchdown, interception. Rodriguez, 15 carries, 79 rushing yards. Jacory didn't do that much. Debo led the way in receiving yards with a touchdown. Other than him, they have like no receivers whatsoever. And the defense is old as shit. Bobby Wagner, no sacks, 1 pass deflection. Jonathan Jones with a sack and a tackle for loss, former Patriot. But yeah, rough year for the Commanders. Tua turned the ball over. 14 of 20, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. 8 Shane, 21 carries, 120 yards. It was Ollie Gordon with a rushing touchdown. And then Jalen Waddle, 3 catches for 52 yards. And then, let's see. Jordan Brooks was ridiculous. He had 10 tackles, 20 total. He was all over the pig. He was all over the place. He had 20 total tackles. That's ridiculous. Terrell Dotson with a sack. 2 tackles for loss for Minkah Fitzpatrick. And then Jack Jones had the interception. Let's see, kicking. And then their kicker had 10 points. Yeah, nothing much else to say about this game, really. Yeah. On to the Bengals getting their asses whooped by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Aaron Rodgers goes down with a wrist injury, so Mason Rudolph had to come in. Jamar Chase and Jalen Ramsey get into it. Chase was getting locked up all game. And, they get into it, and Chase proceeds to spit on Jalen Ramsey. And then, post game, he goes to say, "I ain't spit on nobody." I'm like, bro, there's a million cameras showing that you spit on him. So I don't know what you really I don't know, what were you even thinking there? But yeah, Jamar Chase did get suspended for this week's game against the Patriots. He did submit an appeal, but as expected, his appeal was denied. So he is officially out for week 12 against the Patriots, making T. Higgins the wide receiver 1. So that's a huge loss for Cincinnati, and they're already 3-7. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers, 9 of 15, 116 yards. He did have a touchdown. He went down with a wrist injury, so he left early. And then Mason Rudolph came in and took over, and he did fine enough. 12 of 16, 127 yards, and a touchdown. Did what a backup is supposed to do. Jalen Warren, 10 carries for 62 yards. Kenneth Gainwell, 7 catches, 81 yards, 2 touchdowns. DK has not played that good this season. And then 1 sack from Nick Herbig. Kyle Duggar had a pick 6 for Pittsburgh, former Patriot. Congrats to him. And then Boswell, 10 points, best kicker in football. Joe Flacco, 23 of 40, 199 yards, 1 touchdown and an interception. Chase Brown, 18 carries, 99 yards. D. Higgins, 3 catches, 63 yards, and a touchdown. Chase couldn't really do anything, 3 catches for 30 yards. Noah Fant fumbled apparently. A sack from Miles Murphy plus a tackle for loss. But yeah, another rough season for the Bengals. There's no point in bringing back Joe Burrow at this point. I would just go for a high draft pick, and take best defensive player available. Caleb Downs, TJ Parker, maybe Arvell Reese is available. Yeah, this team needs defense badly. Really, not much more to say. Chargers get absolutely blown out by the Jaguars. I'm kind of surprised, but not surprised because, the the Chargers offensive line is not good right now. But I thought the Chargers could beat Trevor Lawrence. Apparently not. When these two teams play, you think of that playoff game where the Chargers were up, 30-0 or something like that. And then, Trevor Lawrence had 5 interceptions. And somehow the Jaguars still came back and won that game at the end. It was something like that was ridiculous. Justin Herbert did not play very well. 10 of 18, 81 yards, and an interception. Trey Lance did come in. Herbert led the way in rushing yards as well. Keenan Allen led the way in receiving yards. Defense didn't do well at all. 35 points allowed. But yeah, just not a good game at all. Trevor Lawrence really didn't do that much. 14 of 22, 153 yards, a touchdown, interception. Let's see who had that interception. It was Dante Jackson. Tootin all the way in rushing yards. Travis Etienne also had 73 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Jacoby Myers played well, 5 catches, 64 yards. It was Tim Patrick with the touchdown. Trayvon Walker with a sack. Armstead with a sack. Yeah, nothing else to say about this game. Jaguars improved to 6-4. They hold the tiebreaker over Kansas City because they did beat Kansas City in a pretty important game. So yeah, there's definitely a chance the Jaguars can get into the playoffs, but we'll have to wait and see. But even if they make the playoffs, I don't think they're going to get very far. But next game, Bills win a shootout against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa had this one. This is a game they should have won, and they needed to win. This is now their second loss in a row. And they got a tough game against the Rams this week on Sunday night. So yeah, things are not looking good for Tampa Bay right now. Baker Mayfield, 16 of 18, 173 yards, a touchdown, interception. Sean Tucker led the way in rushing yards with 2 rushing touchdowns. Sterling Shepard led the way in receiving yards. Sean Tucker with a receiving touchdown. Igbuka was all right. Mayfield did fumble and he lost it, unfortunately. 1 pass deflection from Winfield. No sacks from the defense. But yeah, they are now 6-4. Josh Allen, 19 of 30, 317 yards, passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and he also had 3 rushing touchdowns. So he had 6 total touchdowns. So monster game from him. The receiving core is not good. Terrell Shavers led the way in receiving yards with a touchdown. Cook with a touchdown. Ty Johnson with a touchdown. And then a sack from Daquan Jones. And then Cole Bishop had the interception. But yeah, Bills bounced back after they lost to the Dolphins last week. 7-3, a half a game behind New England for the division. That week 15 game is going to be pretty exciting. Good win for the Bills, and rough game for the Buccaneers. What's up, Finn? How you doing? Next, we have the Bears barely beating the Vikings. Bears are now 7-3. Vikings fall to 4-6. They're now 1-4 at home. Man, I've tried defending JJ McCarthy, but matter of the fact is he's just not good enough right now. And I think he will, get better by next season. But I'd say if this continues next season, then he's just not the answer at quarterback. And I feel bad for Justin Jefferson. Clearly, you can clearly see how frustrated he is on the sideline, just taking off his helmet, and he has to try so hard to stop himself from slamming down his helmet too hard because he's just frustrated. McCarthy just can't get him the ball. Every time he tries to get him the ball, it gets picked off, and Jefferson's in double coverage or whatever. McCarthy's just wildly inaccurate. He needs to stop this whole persona thing. It's a huge distraction. The whole 9 thing, it's cool for edits and stuff, but he needs to focus on the actual game. He needs to get better with his passes, specifically with his accuracy, because he's wildly inaccurate. Just overthrowing his receivers, throwing into double coverage, getting intercepted. It's just he has really bad moments, but he also has some really good moments where, yes, near the end, he did help his team come back. He showed time and time again that he has the clutch gene. He's shown that. That's why he's one of the most frustrating quarterbacks right now, because he makes boneheaded mistakes, like overthrowing his receivers or throwing into double coverage and then getting intercepted. But at other times, he's shown that he has the clutch gene. He can make, game-winning plays. So that's why it's just really frustrating to watch him play right now. But 16 of 32, 150 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions. Aaron Jones, 16 carries, 70 yards. Jordan Mason with a rushing touchdown. Jefferson, 5 catches, 61 yards, no touchdowns. Jordan Addison, 2 catches for 20 yards and a touchdown. If Minnesota's special teams were able to stop the Bears from getting into field goal range, they would have won this game. But it was JJ making mistakes, and their special teams just let the Bears get in the field goal range, and that's how they lost this game. A sack from Van Ginkel, a sack from Dallas Turner. Hopefully he gets better. Caleb Williams, 16 of 32, 193 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. 21 carries, 90 yards for Swift. Whoever this is got a rushing touchdown. Cole Kmet led the way in receiving yards. Caleb did fumble. Roma Dunze recovered it, though. And then it was Kevin Byard had an interception, and Nahshon Wright had an interception. But yeah, like I said, they were able to return it into field goal range, and that's how they won the game. I know the record says they're 7-3, first in the division. I still don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I think that they're going to collapse at some point. Remember, they have to play Green Bay twice to end the year, and they do not. We all know Green Bay owns their number. So that's really all I have to say about this game. Vikings, one of my most disappointing teams this year. But the Texans win an ugly game against the Titans. Texans are now 5-5. Titans actually have the worst record in the NFL. Probably going to get the number 1 pick. If it weren't for the Cardinals fumbling in their end zone twice, then the Titans would have no wins. Like, I'm dead ass when I say this. You can probably put them against the 0-16 Lions and Browns, and they would still lose. Like, they're that bad. Davis Mills, 26-41, 274 yards, a touchdown, no picks. Woody Marks, 18 carries, 44 yards, no touchdowns. Nico Collins, 9 catches for 92 yards, a touchdown. Will Anderson recovered a fumble. Will Anderson a sack. Danielle Hunter, 1.5 sacks. But yeah, Texans have arguably the best pass rush in the NFL. I mean, their pass rush is really good. Cam Ward, 24-37, 194 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, 33 rushing yards. Chigakonkwo, 3 catches for 56 yards. Van Jefferson with a touchdown. He did fumble. He's had a turnover every single game. Like, that needs to stop. Sack from Cody Barton, 1.5 sacks from Arden Key, sack from Jeff Simmons. But it's hard to say. This team is bad. This team is really bad. They're 0-5 at home. This team is historically bad. It's probably one of the worst football teams I've ever seen. But yeah. Yeah, Titans probably won't win another game this year. Hate to say it, but it's probably true. But, oh boy, a wild game. The Carolina Panthers sweep the Atlanta Falcons. Now, the Falcons were actually up 21-10 at one point. I'm like, yeah, this game's over. But, man, Bryce Young played phenomenal. Bryce Young deserves a ton of credit. Had the best game of not just his NFL career, but probably his entire football career. I couldn't believe the stats. I mean, the Falcons are supposed to be the best pass defense in the NFL right now. And, man, Bryce Young, 448 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He played phenomenal. So he deserves a ton of credit. Now, he's not going to play like this every single game. But, this proves what I've been saying about the Panthers, that, they should continue to build this roster up better until they can find a good quarterback that's worth drafting. Rico Dowdle, 19 carries, 45 yards. T-Mac, 8 catches under 30 yards, 2 touchdowns. 4 catches, 83 yards, and a touchdown for Xavier Legette. Princely Umanyalan with a fumble recovery. I don't think they got any sacks. No interceptions either. Chuba Hubbard. 51 yards and kick returns, I guess. But yeah, great game for the Panthers. The Falcons are an absolute disaster. They fall to 3-7. Their season's over. And they don't even have their first round pick. They gave it away for James Pierce. The Rams have it. So the Rams could get a top 5 pick this year, and they can get a quarterback and sit him behind Stafford. That's a real possibility. Penix, 13 of 16, 175 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. He got injured in this game. He tore his ACL. There's like damage to like his MCL or something like that. But his season's over. It's very unfortunate. Kirk Cousins came in 6 of 14, 48 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. He now has his starting job back thanks to the Penix injury. He's washed. Probably should retire after this season. As much as I love Kirk, he's just not the same quarterback he was in Minnesota. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Bijan, 23 carries, 104 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. Drake London, 7 catches, 119 yards. A sack from Ronnie Harrison, Caden Ellis, Billy Bowman Jr. He's been really good. James Pierce with a sack. Not seeing anything from Jalen Walker unless I skipped over him. 4 tackles. Okay. But yeah, great win for the Panthers. They are now only 1 game behind the Buccaneers for the division. That's crazy. But yeah, Tampa Bay's got to, get it together. Okay, next game. The Packers beat the Giants. They snap a 2-game losing streak, I believe. But they beat the Giants by 7. They're now 6-3-1. Giants are 2-9. They're 2-3 at home. I thought this was at Lambeau for whatever reason, but this was at New York. So MetLife Stadium. Or I like to call it JetLife Stadium, but yeah, Giants made it pretty competitive. Yeah, it was a pretty entertaining game to watch because of Jameis Winston. But 19 of 29, 201 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. He really should have had 3. But that's besides the point. Tyron Tracy, 88 rushing, 2 rushing touchdowns from Singletary. And he got 1 from Jameis. Hodgins led the way in receiving yards. 2 sacks for Brian Burns. He's played really well this season. Feel bad for him. And they didn't have any interceptions. But yeah, Green Bay, Jordan Love, 13 of 24, 174 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Malik Willis came in. Emmanuel Wilson led the way in rushing, 40 rushing yards. Well, he's tied for Jacobs. Jacobs did get injured in this game, which it's MetLife turf, so that doesn't really surprise me. Romeo Doubs led the way in receiving yards. They need to give Watson the ball more. 2 touchdowns. Matthew Golden's been pretty disappointing. 1 catch for 24 yards. The defense, 1 QB hit. 0.5 sacks for this McDuffie guy. 1.5 sacks for Micah Parsons. Evan Williams, an interception. But yeah, nothing else to say about this game, really. Much needed win for Green Bay. Okay, this was hyped up as game of the week. The Rams beat the Seahawks by 2. Rams are 8-2, first in the NFC West, first in the NFC, I believe. While the Seahawks are 7-3. I believe this is their first road loss of the year, if I'm not mistaken. But Sam Darnold did not play well. 29 of 44, 0 touchdowns, 279 yards, 4 interceptions. My goodness. Other than that, the Seahawks outplayed the Rams pretty much. But, Darnold throwing 4 picks is not going to help at all. Kenneth Walker, 16 carries, 67 yards, and a touchdown. JSN, 9 catches, under 5 yards. He had a ridiculous one-handed catch. Let's see. No sacks, apparently. Turnovers screwed over Seattle in this game. I do think Seattle's a good team, but, who have they beaten? They lost to San Fran week 1. You beat the Steelers. I don't think the Steelers are that good. Let's see who else they lost to the Rams barely. Who the frick did who did they lose to? There's one of the team they lost to that I'm trying to remember who else they lost to. God, why can't I not remember? It was San Fran. It was some other team. Oh yeah, the Bucs. They lost to the Bucs. So they haven't beaten a good team yet. I mean, you beat Arizona twice. Congrats. Destroyed the Commanders. Okay. They're not good right now. I'm not trying to hate on Seattle, I promise. I like Seattle. I just want to see them be a good team. That's all. But Stafford, 15 of 28, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Kyren Williams, 91 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown. Puka, 7 catches, 75 yards. Parkinson with a touchdown. Adams with a touchdown. Only had 1 catch. I don't see any sacks for LA. Cam Kinchins with 2 interceptions. Darius Williams with 1, and Kobe Durant with 1. Pretty entertaining game. That's all I really have to say on that one. Okay, and then San Fran beats the crap out of the Cardinals. Jacoby Brissett had a ridiculous stat in this game. Threw the ball 57 times and had 47 completions. What in the world? But 49ers sweep the Cardinals. They're 7-4. They'll probably get in as a 7 seed. Brock Purdy finally came back in this game. I don't know how Kyle Shanahan keeps doing it, but Purdy, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks. McCaffrey, 13 carries, 81 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. And then George Kittle, 6 catches, 67 yards, 2 touchdowns. McCaffrey with a receiving touchdown as well. McCaffrey's really good in the passing game as well. Keon White, former Patriot, recovered a fumble. Pass rush is not there because of the injuries, but Brissett, ridiculous. He had 452 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Doesn't really matter in a loss. Bam Knight, 5 carries for 24 yards and a rushing touchdown. Trey McBride's a beast, dude. 10 catches, 115 yards, a touchdown. Dortch with a touchdown. And then defense, Josh Sweat with a sack. And that's pretty much it for this game. San Fran, 7-4. Cardinals, another rough year, 3-7. 1-4 at home, including a loss to the Titans. Next, we have the Baltimore Ravens winning a tough game at Cleveland. Shedeur Sanders made his debut in this game, and it was not pretty. I'll just say that. Browns are playing well with Dillon Gabriel. They're able to move the ball on offense. Then he goes down with a concussion. He's in concussion protocol, so Shedeur has to come in. And he even said himself, I played like crap. So I don't think Shedeur is the answer at quarterback for Cleveland long term. You can now understand why he fell so low and why so many teams passed on him. Dillon Gabriel, 7 of 10, 68 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Shedeur, 4 of 16, 47 yards, 0 touchdowns, an interception. To be fair, he just got thrown in there. The Browns pretty much set him up for failure, but still just not good. Judkins, 17 carries, 59 yards. Tillman, 3 catches, 52 yards. Shedeur fumbled as well. Wyatt Taylor had a recovery. Grant Telpa had a fumble recovery on defense. Schlesinger, 11 total tackles, no sacks though. 2 tackles for loss though, and a pass deflection. Myles Garrett, 4 sacks. Dude's playing phenomenal. Probably going to win Defensive Player of the Year. Statistically, it should be Brian Burns, but they're probably going to give it to Myles Garrett. Yeah, Cleveland's now 2-8, 2-3 at home. Lamar played well. Keep hearing he got injured. I don't know what the injury is, but not the best game from him. 14 of 25, 193 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Browns defense is really good, so I'll give him that. 18 carries, 103 yards, and a rushing touchdown from Henry. I don't know how Mark Andrews got a rushing touchdown, but okay. Zay Flowers, 3 catches, 78 yards. And then defense, Kyle Hamilton with a sack, 3 tackles for loss, 2 pass deflections, and a QB hit. Good game from him. Their defense is starting to play better. Kyle Van Noy with a sack, so they had 3 sacks on defense. And Nate Wiggins had an interception. Evans' favorite player. Devin Bush with an interception. Schlesinger with an interception. But yeah, rough game or just an ugly game, but nothing else to say about this one. That's right, Noah. Frick you. Yeah, Chiefs lose a must-win game against the Denver Broncos. The Chiefs are now 5-5. What'd I say? They're not making the playoffs this year. It's not happening. Like, they have to win out to even have a chance to get in, and that's not happening because they have to play the Broncos one more time. The Chiefs are not good. Chris Jones is washed. Mahomes is washed. He can't complete a deep pass to save his life. Like, my goodness, this Chiefs team is not good. They're washed. Mahomes, 29 of 45, a touchdown and an interception. Can't throw deep to save his life. Kareem Hunt, 13 carries, 59 yards, and a rushing touchdown. Kelsey, 9 catches, 91 yards, a touchdown. But yeah, they can't get to the quarterback. Chris Jones with 1 sack. The pass rush is just not there. Like, it looks like Chris Jones just doesn't give a fuck anymore. He got outplayed by Bo Nix. And y'all know how I feel about Bo Nix. I do not believe in Bo Nix. I don't think he's a good quarterback. And he outplayed Mahomes in this game. I mean, he had more, well, no, he didn't have more completions, but he had more yards, you know? RJ Harvey, 11 carries, 30 yards. McLaughlin with a rushing touchdown. Troy Franklin led the way in receiving yards. And then the defense, my goodness, 2 sacks from McMillan, sack from DJ Jones. Yeah, they had 3 sacks on Mahomes. A pass deflection. I'm trying to look for Nick Benito, but I don't see him. There he is. Didn't really do much, but then McMillan had an interception, 16-yard return. They kicked the game-winning field goal at the end. They're now 1-4 on the road. Denver is 6-0 at home. Broncos are winning this division. Yeah, Chiefs are not making the playoffs. I don't know why Noah keeps glazing them, but then we have the Lions getting absolutely embarrassed on Sunday Night Football against the Eagles. This is exactly the reason why I don't trust the Lions. It's the same story over and over again. The Lions have failed to win big games this year. You could give them the Bucks game. You could. Maybe you can give them the Ravens game. But Micah Parsons, Packers debut, they lost that one. Sunday Night Football at Arrowhead against the Chiefs, they lost that one. They lost at home to the Vikings. I know it's a division game, but still, it was JJ's first game back from injury, and he hasn't been very good since. Sunday Night Football at Philadelphia, defending Super Bowl champions. They lose. I mean, the Lions' offense is supposed to be explosive. He only put up 9 points. Are you serious? Goff, 255 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Jahmyr Gibbs, 12 carries, 39 yards. Got to be better than that. He also led the way in receiving yards. Jameson Williams with a touchdown. That's pretty much it. Defense didn't really do much. Hutchinson with a sack. 3 tackle losses. But yeah, disappointing game from the Lions. Jalen Hurts, 14 of 28, 135 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Saquon, 26 carries for 83 yards. Jalen Hurts had a rushing touchdown. A.J. Brown, 7 catches, 49 yards. Hurts did fumble. Jalen Phillips with a sack. I feel like Philly's defense has been much better since they got Jalen Phillips. Nakobe Dean with a sack. And then Cooper DeJean had an interception. But yeah, ugly game on Monday night. Both coaches had bad calls, like bad calls. Wrap up week 12. The Dallas Cowboys dominate the Raiders. Not really surprised by that. Dallas is 4-5-1. Raiders are 2-8. They're 1-4 at home. Yeah, Raiders are just bad. Dak, 25 of 33, 268 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. Williams, 22 carries for 93 yards. They benched CD and Pickens on the first snap. I don't know what that was about, but whatever. George Pickens, 9 catches, 144 yards and a touchdown. CD, 5 catches, 66 yards and a touchdown. Jake Ferguson with a touchdown. And then this guy with a touchdown. Quinion Williams, 1.5 sacks in his debut as a Cowboy. He played really well. I think he makes their interior defense a lot better. Doesn't fix the secondary, though. But yeah, defense had 4 sacks. Raiders' offensive line is terrible. Marquise Bell with an interception, 24-yard return. But yeah, Geno is just not good. 27 of 42, 238 yards, touchdown, interception. No rushing touchdowns. I don't know why they didn't run the ball more with Genty. Like I don't get it. Brock Bowers, 7 catches, 72 yards, 0 touchdowns. Trey Tucker with a touchdown. Then their defense just isn't good except for Max Crosby, who had a sack. But yeah, rough year for the Raiders. Good one for the Cowboys. And that'll wrap up week 12. So we get into week 11. We get into the week 12 picks. Get this set up. I believe Denver's on a bye this week. Okay, start with Thursday Night Football as we always do, which starts in like 30 minutes. But Texans host the Bills. They're wearing their color rush uniforms, I think. They're all red. No CJ Stroud still. Last time Josh Allen played against his defense, he was 9 for 30. It was like his worst game ever. If CJ Stroud was playing, I probably would pick the Texans because of their defense. But I trust Josh Allen more than Davis Mills, so I'm going to take the Bills. Sorry, the Bills lose this game. I'm probably going to be pissed and happy at the same time because it hurts my picks record on the fantasy thing that we do. So it'll hurt my record if I get it wrong. But if the Texans win, it helps it gives my Patriots breathing room in the division. As you see, there'd be only 1 game behind New England. Yeah. Next, we have the Steelers at the Chicago Bears. I'm going to pick the Steelers. I don't see the Bears going 8-3. Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears if he's even playing, which apparently he's going to try to play. But yeah, that's going to be my score prediction, 28-23. Bears defense is not good. Caleb just hasn't been that good. Like, you look at his stats, like there's been so many games where he goes 0 touchdowns, 0 picks. Yeah. Then we got the Seahawks versus the Titans. It's not going to be a close game at all. Give me the Seahawks. Wouldn't be surprised if the Titans get shut out. Then we got the Jaguars versus the Cardinals. I actually think those will be pretty competitive. I'm going to take the Jaguars. Jacoby Brissett versus Trevor Lawrence. Pick your poison. We got the Raiders versus the Browns. I am going to pick the Raiders in an ugly game, probably like 10-7. I just don't think Shador is that good. And plus, he has to deal with Max Crosby. And, the Raiders got weapons on offense. Ashton Genty, Trey Tucker, Brock Bowers. Then we got the Ravens versus the Jets. I know they're dealing with a ton of injuries. Lamar might be hurt. Roquan Smith and Kyle Hamilton are hurt. But it's the freaking Jets, dude. Like, come on. I think Tyrod can score some points. But, we'll have to wait and see. Then we got the Vikings at the Packers. I'm rooting for the Vikings, but I am going to go the Packers. Could see this being a defensive game. But, it's at Lambeau, so we'll see. I do think they'll split this year. But I'm going to take the Packers. I'm rooting for the Vikings, though. Then we got the Lions versus the Giants. Dart might play, but it might be Jameis. But regardless, I'm picking the Lions. Giants are just not good at stopping the run. So that'll be my score prediction. Then we got Falcons versus the Saints. Falcons are stuck with Kirk Cousins, no Drake London. Saints have a good run defense, and they're at home in a division game. I am going to go with the Saints in this game. Tyler Shuck is a little bit better than people think. Next, we got the Eagles versus the Cowboys. Call me crazy. I don't care. I am picking the Cowboys. They almost beat them the first time around. They got Quinnen Williams. They would have beaten them the first time if CD didn't drop the ball 4 times. But they're at home in division. I think this will be a fun game. But I got Cowboys winning it, splitting it. Their defense should be a little bit better with Quinnen Williams, but Eagles can still take advantage of the secondary. Then we got Chiefs versus the Colts. The Colts are winning this game. They are off a bye. Give me the Colts to win this game. And then we got my Patriots at the Bengals. There's buzz that Joe Burrow could start in this game. He's been a full participant at practice. Joe Flacco's banged up, playing with one leg pretty much. The last time the Patriots played the Bengals on the road was last year, week 1. Gerard Mayo was the head coach. He got his first win as a head coach. First of very few. A lot has changed since then. Mike Vrabel is now the coach. Patriots are a much better team. The Bengals won that game. They would have made the playoffs, and the Patriots would have gotten the first pick. And no, they would have not taken Travis Hunter. They would have traded down, got more picks, and still got Will Campbell. But, it is what it is. I got the Patriots winning this game. No Jamar Chase, no Trey Hendrickson. Drake May should be able to dice up this secondary. Drake May should be able to throw the ball a lot and score. The Bengals defense is horrible. So I got the Patriots winning a shootout against the Bengals. That takes us to Sunday Night Football. The Rams at home against Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I could see this being a NFC Championship matchup in the playoffs. I'm going to take the Rams. I just think they're the better team right now. But I think it'll be a good game. And then Monday Night Football, Christian McCaffrey, revenge game. Got the 49ers versus the Carolina Panthers. I think it'll be a good game, but I'm going to take the Niners to win. They're at home on prime time. I just don't see Bryce Young winning back-to-back games. But you never know, it could happen. I am rooting for the Panthers, but I'm going to pick the Niners to win this game. Those are my picks for this week. Plus, give you the score predictions as well. And then if I get these right, Patriots get the 1 seed, 10-2. Colts 9-2. Broncos on a bye, 7-4 for the Steelers. Bills the 5 seed. Jaguars the 6 seed. Chargers still the 7 seed, being on a bye. And what's this? Chiefs 5-6, 10 seed. Come on now. And we'll look at some NBA games, and that's going to wrap it up. Please. What was last Thursday? I gotta check what last Thursday was. See, today is the 20th, so it's the 13th. Okay. Let me pull up the NBA games. Magic beating the Clippers right now. Nice. Yeah, I don't know why Noah hates the Magic. I just don't get it. Yeah, Knicks do not look that good right now. Raptors have been pretty good. So Raptors beat the Cavs. I think the Cavs would be good once they get healthy. But Raptors have been pretty good. Brandon Ingram only had 11 points. Scotty, 28 points, 20 points for Pirtle, 25 for Quickly. I'm saying the Raptors are underrated. They've drafted pretty well. They're actually a pretty competitive team. I could see them grabbing the 1 seed, but Cavs, 31 from Mitchell, 16 from Hunter, only 7 from Evan Mobley, 2 of 7 from the field. Just not a good game from him offensively. The Cavs had their throwback uniforms, which looked pretty cool. But yeah, Raptors look pretty good right now. Don't know why it's not letting me. Go up further, but okay. Weird. See, Suns blow up the Pacers. Okay, and the Hawks beat the Jazz by 10. Marketing with 40. Holy shit. Been a weird year for sports so far. Friday, Knicks beat the Heat 140 to 132. Powell's been playing like an all-star, 38 points, 39, 11 rebounds. Magic beat the Nets, which is good. Paulo for a bit. Tristan De Silva's been stepping up. Probably should be in the conversation for most improved player of the year. Pistons beat the Sixers. Pistons have been playing phenomenal. Rockets beat the Blazers. Avi has played really well for Portland this year. Şengün, 25 points, 10 rebounds. Bucks beat the Hornets. No one cares. Wolves beat the Kings. Congrats. You want a cookie or something? Lakers beat the Pelicans. The AD Bowl, I guess. Mavericks lose a heartbreaker against the Clippers. Speaking of the Mavericks, they finally fired Nico Harrison. And the Warriors barely beat the Spurs. Wemby's out with an injury, sadly. But great game from him in this one. 26 points, 12 rebounds, 3 blocks. And then Steph with 49 points, of course. Probably just taking like 53s a game like he normally does. I don't know why this isn't fucking working. God, this thing pisses me off. That is not even remotely what I said. Hey, what's up, Sonoma fan? No, I have not seen Karate Kid Legends yet. They put it on Netflix, but I canceled Netflix. So when Stranger Things comes out, I will get Netflix back and I'll try to find time to watch it, see how bad it is. But yeah, I just heard it wasn't good. It's good to see you, man. Cavs beat the Grizzlies by 8. Jackson with 26, 22 from Mobley, 13 rebounds, 4 blocks. Thunder beat the Hornets. Raptors beat the Pacers. I like that court. That court looks nice. 30 from Siakam going against his former team that he won a championship with. 22 points, 9 rebounds for Pirtle. He's played really well this season. Lakers blow out the Bucks. Bucks kind of falling back to earth. And what do you know? Nuggets back to owning the Timberwolves. 123, 112. Jokic, 27 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists, triple-double. Julius Randle's been playing well, 26 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists. Noah hates the Nuggets, so he and Evan go at it. It's pretty hilarious. Go to Sunday's games. As soon as this piece of crap loads. Oh, frick you. Okay. Celtics beat the Clippers by 3 at home. Brown played well, 33 points, 13 rebounds, 37 points from Harden. Pritchard had 30 in this game as well. But Celtics are now 7-7, 4-3 at home. Spurs beat the Kings. Nets blow out the Wizards. Magic come up short against the Rockets in overtime. Pretty competitive, though, without Paulo. France with 29, KD with 35. Warriors beat the Pelicans. Mavericks beat the Blazers. Cooper Flag, 21 points, 8 rebounds. Hawks barely beat the Suns without Trae Young, I think. Maybe he did play, I don't know. Jalen Johnson's been playing well, 25 points, 10 rebounds. 34 points from Dylan Brooks. Are you kidding me? And then Jazz beat the Bulls 150, 147. This is the problem with the NBA. Nobody plays defense anymore. Markkanen with 47 points, Giddey with 26. Bulls have fallen back to earth after that 5-0 start. Go to Monday's games. Cavs blow out the Bucks. Mitchell 37, Ryan Rollins with 24. I believe Giannis got injured, so I hope he's okay. Pistons beat the Pacers 127, 112. Jalen Duran's been playing really freaking good. 31 points, 15 rebounds. Are you kidding me? Siakam with 29. He's been carrying, but just no help around him. Sixers 110 to 108 over the Clippers. Maxey with 39 points. He is their best player over Embiid. Argue with the wall. 28 from Harden. Of course, my battery's fucking low. He beat the Knicks by 2. Knicks are now 8-5. They're 0-4 on the road. Holy moly. Heat are now 6-1 at home. Kaloera, 16 points, 14 rebounds, 3 blocks. Bridges, 23 points, 4 blocks. Raptors beat the Hornets. Wolves destroy the Mavericks. Naz Reid, 22 points, 12 rebounds, 15 from Brandon Williams. Thunder beat the Pelicans. Bulls beat the Nuggets. Vucevic hit a game winner. 36, 18 rebounds for another triple-double for Jokic. 36 points, 18 rebounds, 13 assists. Double-double for Mr. Josh Giddey. Then Tuesday, the Magic beat the Warriors without Paulo. Desmond Bane, 23 points. Bane and Jimmy Butler were getting into it. Or Jalen Suggs and Jimmy Butler were getting into it. 34 points from Steph Curry. Jimmy Butler starting drama. What else is new? Celtics finally above 500 for the first time this year. Pritchard with 22 points. Somehow he had 10 rebounds. He's not very tall, guys. But yeah, I still don't see the Celtics making the play-in. I think they will be in the draft lottery, and I think they could get a top 10 draft pick, which will be good because you'll get Tatum back next season. But yeah, it's pretty much a lost season for the Celtics. They're not really going anywhere. Even if they somehow make the playoffs, they're not going to make it very far. So Pistons beat the Hawks 120-112. Katie Cunningham, 25 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists. 25 points from Jalen Johnson. Spurs beat the Grizzlies. Lakers beat the Jazz. LeBron came back, unfortunately. That's right. I said unfortunately. Luka, 37 points, 10 assists. Suns beat the Blazers. They're 9-6. Holy moly. 19 points, 6 rebounds, 3 steals for Devin Booker, 29 points for Sharp. All right, go to yesterday's games. Rockets beat the Cavs. Şengün, 28 points, 11 rebounds, 25 from Hunter. I believe the Cavs are wearing their throwback uniforms in this one. Pacers beat the Hornets. They get their second win of the year. Con Kneppel, 28 points. He's been really good. Toronto beats Philly. Miami destroys Golden State. 25 from Norman Powell. Pat Spencer, 11 points, 13 assists. Wolves beat the Wizards like they're supposed to. 32 points, 10 rebounds for Randall. Nuggets beat the Pelicans. Thunder beat the Kings. Knicks barely beat the Mavericks. And then Bulls beat the Blazers by 1. Vucevic, 27 points, 8 rebounds, 32 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists from Avia. He's playing phenomenal. Holy crap. Like, Avia should be an all-star this year. I don't care what anyone says. He's been playing ridiculously good. All right, and then games tonight. Magic beating the Clippers right now. Grizzlies play the Kings. Grizzlies should win that game. Cedric Howard's been playing really well. 14 points per game. Holy moly. Sixers, Bucks. Depends if Giannis is playing or not. And then you got Spurs versus the Hawks. Hawks will probably win. Spurs don't have Wemby right now. That's pretty much it. Get this. Okay, no more comments. Okay. That's going to do it for this stream. Hope you guys enjoy. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy the rest of your week. Have a good weekend. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.